Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Well. This is very interesting. This is what happens when you get a fair and unbiased judge. New bombshell evidence emerges with Trump's set up and classified documents saga. Yeah, I want to mention before we get into the story that I'm going to put a link in the description to a poll I had, and maybe you can check it out. I'd appreciate it. Let's read on. There's the classified top secret documents. You know, what's in their salsa recipe in the kitchen in the White House, maybe. This week in Florida, Judge Aileen Cannon unsealed a trove of new documents that Jack Smith fought to keep hidden. Now, why would a prosecutor who, by the way, was never confirmed by the Senate to be a special counsel, but that's a different issue. Why would a special prosecutor want to keep information hidden? I thought he has his case. Show the information to the jury and let the chips fall where they may. Apparently not. And soon you'll find out why. Among the documents unsealed were extensive exhibits, motions, and other filings shedding light on the intricate web of communication between the Biden White House and the National Archives and Records Administration in the lead up to Trump's indictment. Oh, the Biden White House and the National Archives were working together. Isn't that interesting? Investigative journalist Julie Kelly found something interesting in the documents that could change everything. The first thing is testimony from an FBI agent testified that the General Services Administration, that's the organization that takes care of records, has been in possession of Trump's boxes in Virginia before ordering Trump team to come get them. What? I thought Trump had all that stuff and was holding on to it, and he wouldn't give it up, and he wasn't really in negotiations, and he kept secrets because he's a secret agent of blah, 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 blah. Huh. Well, I'm pretty sure we never heard this part of the classified documents box story. FBI agent says GSA was holding a large quantity of Trump's boxes in Virginia and then ordered. One of the things I want to talk about, if you remember sometime after the administration ended, meaning Trump's, the GSA had approximately 6 pallets of items, boxes, I believe, that were stored in Virginia. At some point, I guess there were maybe a time limit, I'm not entirely sure, that they contact the Office of 45 to inform them that Office of 45, of course, is Trump, the former president at this point. You know, they have to go. We want to get rid of them. Come get them. Someone has to pick them up, or they have to be shipped or something to that effect. Does this ring a bell at all for you? So an entire pallet of boxes that have been held by GSA somewhere outside of D.C. is dumped at Mar-a-Lago. Apparently, these are the boxes that ended up containing papers with classified markings. I will double check indictment, but I don't recall that in the timeline she added. Yeah, it's what they call chain of custody. They call that chain of custody in many, many legal cases. The chain of custody, of course, in this case, the GSA had pallets of documents that they urged the Trump people to come get. So they did. And then when they raided Mar-a-Lago, they found classified documents. So it appears the Biden administration may have been responsible for shipping classified information to Trump's Mar-a-Lago home in Florida. And of course, Biden was president while they were being shipped there. This development is significant because Trump had previously blamed the GSA for packing the boxes that contained the classified documents, only to later accuse Trump of ostensibly sealing them and using that as a pretext for sending the FBI to raid his Mar-a-Lago home in August of 22. It was a setup from the get-go, Tom Fitton, the founder of Judicial Watch, said. Meanwhile, Joe Biden had classified information that he was never entitled to have stored in boxes in his garage for years. but was not charged. Biden blamed staffers for packing the classified information at multiple locations. What is it being in the end? Over 7? It might even be more. While this may not prove the Biden administration set up Trump in a classified documents case, considering the way Biden administration has abused the legal system against Trump, no one can confidently say they wouldn't. Yeah. You know, if this was reversed, and it was a Republican DOJ and prosecutor, and it was a Democrat former president, say Obama in this case, or even Bill Clinton, they'd be screaming to high heaven. Even still, it still raises a legitimate questions. For example, if the GSA had been in possession of the boxes, why wasn't a review of the material conducted before they instructed Trump's team to come get them? Let's highlight that, because that's important. Why? Why? Indeed. Wasn't a review of the materials conducted before they instructed Trump's team to come get them? They basically say, this thing's the hell out of here. They're taking up too much space. When it comes to classified information, they wouldn't have expected Trump and his staff to be responsible for ensuring that classified documents weren't among the records. Yeah, what are they supposed? It looks like one of two things. Either got set up, which I believe to be true, or just incompetent. Probably both, but in this case, I believe Trump was set up. Perhaps they did review the contents of the boxes and knew classified documents were contained in them before they told Trump's people to come get them. Chain of custody. They were in the hands of the GSA and the federal government under Biden. They told Trump and his people to come get the records without going through them to see if there's anything classified in it. Perhaps they did review the context. Yeah, maybe they did. Naturally, the mainstream media isn't talking about this. Why? I don't know. That's why we need readers like you to help us with this corruption. They go on to talk about signing up for PJ Media. Now, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Let's read this little note again. One of the things I want to talk about, if you remember, sometime after the administration ended, meaning Trump, the GSA had approximately 6 pallets of items, boxes, I believe, that were stored in Virginia. At some point, I guess there may be a little time limit. I'm not entirely sure. In other words, if you don't get them, we can keep them. I guess there would be a time limit, but I'm not entirely sure. They contacted the office of former President Trump to inform them that, they have to go. They have to go. Come get your stuff. Someone has to pick them up, or they have to have them shipped, or something to that effect. Does this ring a bell at all with you? Which means the GSA had possession of all the documents that the FBI discovered in the so-called raid on Mar-a-Lago. Of course, they did it without Trump being there, because it would have been a confrontation with the Secret Service, which they didn't want. There they are, top secret. What is it, their salsa recipe? It's neither here nor there. There's nothing really that earth-shaking, or they would have leaked it out by now, what exactly the top secret documents actually said. They were so horrendous that made them top secret. But then again, that's another story for another day. So there you have it, folks. Was Trump set up? Or was it just incompetence on the Biden administration and the GSA? Hard to say, but either way, if this was anybody else but Donald Trump, this would have got thrown out. I like how they put weight over all of that and put him on the floor like, here they are. Here's the evidence. What a crock of bullshit. Period. One of the reasons why Donald Trump got elected in 2016, because he was an outsider to Washington, D.C., and that was wonderful to millions of people. But also what that means is the other side of that sword is he is not connected with people in Washington, in the intelligence service, the DOJ, and other agencies, and the GSA. He hasn't been there for years and years and years like Biden had. And he doesn't know who to contact. He doesn't know who to smooze. And they set him up. I believe they did. Because I find it hard to believe that the GSA, especially with Donald Trump, would not go through those boxes looking for supposedly top secret documents. Makes zero sense to me. If they're lazy or incompetent, which I don't believe to be true, they knew exactly what they were doing the entire time. But meanwhile, the point of this whole story is none of this would have been let out, and Jack Smith, the prosecutor, the special counsel that's prosecuting the secret document case, didn't want these files released. And this is what happens when you get a fair and unbiased judge. God forbid that justice is served. And the saga continues. Until the next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.